needing a new computer.
I know, I'm thinking the same thing. But the problem is, like, this isn't running horrible. Like, not like in years past where you hit that mark where you're just like, I cannot deal with this thing.
Yeah, like,
anymore.
I can't run Windows anymore. Like, my computer runs okay until I start live.
The problem is, like, this isn't...
Alright,
yeah, you are eating up a lot more horsepower than I am.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of CPU power. It seems like for a lot of this stuff, they haven't figured out how to do really good GPU acceleration for live streaming. It kind of makes everything look fuzzy.
You figured that would go so quickly and so easily.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's one of those things where it's, you know, you can GPU accelerate Photoshop, so should be able to do it for live streaming.
Did you get a chance to watch Son of Zorn?
No, I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have to tweet out that we went live. Oh no, I don't anymore, right?
Does it happen automagically?
It does. Thanks to the wonderful website Restream.io.
I love the future.
Ooh.
Everything's so much more convenient.
Flux. That's my favorite thing when, like, I hate video ads just in general, and it seems like you kind of get one or the other. Like, the video runs perfectly and everything looks beautiful for the ad, and then you switch over to the video and it looks like hot garbage. Or you get an ad that's like stuttering and stopping and buffering, so a 30-second ad turns into like a 2-minute ad, and then by the time you get to the video, like, the live stream is no longer live. It's just like, come on.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah. Like, I get it from a technical standpoint, like why an ad would look better than the platform it's on, because it's getting served from somewhere else, but it's still frustrating.
But still, there was a really good city clip of Cleveland. I wish I was able to pay attention to it a little more than I did, about what I think Chattanooga, Tennessee, when they focused on getting high-speed internet everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And how the city rebounded from that point.
That's interesting.
Well, it just opened up. It's like they were like, dude, we just go faster than we want internet faster than Google.
Right.
And they went and made it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
impossible
like
to do.
It's not the Nexus or anything, but
right. You're not one of the Geth.
Yes. But and how that makes his city far more marketable for tech startups.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is ingenious now that everything we're being developed now is on the digital realm more so than, you know, they were crippled by manufacturing, the loss of manufacturing, which is...
And the great part about so many tech jobs now, especially with the popularity and the quality and the stability of Amazon AWS, is you don't have to work in an office.
No.
Like, most startups are just, oh, we've got a guy in Australia, we've got a guy in San Francisco, we got one in Omaha, you know, like...
Got one in India.
Yeah, like, you have this whole...
It reminds me of Silicon Valley, yeah.
Yeah. When I went to go interview at that position, I won't say the company, but the position a couple weeks ago, it is like one of the world's largest tech companies, and it very much was like there's a group of 4, and there's this one dude and another dude.
Well, no, I'm the Indian Denzel, the Pakistani Denzel.
Yeah, I love when she replies. She goes, "Yes, you're the Denzel from Pakistan."
Yes, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
No, we're getting married.
Yeah.
She went from being available to a boyfriend to being married in the time it took you to say hello.
I'm so excited for this new season to see how badly life can totally screw over those guys.
This show's great. I'm so happy I got you to watch it. I really am.
Yeah, I would probably recommend people just get through the first season. The last 2 episodes of the first season are good, and after that, it just takes off. Yeah, just...
Still, hands hands down one of the funniest things. Like I was here by myself watching it, and I was laughing embarrassingly loud.
Yeah.
Enough to upset the dogs.
I was thinking about it the other day. I think that
You can't think about it and not laugh.
I know. I was thinking about that show though, and I think most writers would be happy to beat the crap out of that team episode after episode. But what makes it harder is they win. Like, they get wins all the time. But either because of their own incompetence or because somebody is bending them over, they can't win as big as they should.
Yes. That's what makes it great, is because it's around the clock torture. You can't ratchet it up from there. You have to give these guys some sort of respite to make the proverbial other foot coming down even better.
Yeah. Man.
Oh man.
God, my allergies today. I'm so sorry, anyone watching. My allergies are just the worst.
Kubo and the Two Strings is pretty good.
Yeah, I wasn't interested in that movie until I found out it's the same team that made Paranorman, and I was like, great, I'm in.
Oh, it's good, even though I think like the long trailer literally shows that whole movie.
Oh, I only saw the TV commercials. I never saw the trailers.
Did you see the one with As My Guitar Weeps?
No.
Probably one of the best cut trailers.
I've really stopped watching movie trailers because like I know from I have TV playing in the background for most of the day, so like I know based on a commercial whether or not I'm gonna see a movie.
Well, it's not even so much like just hunting down trailers. Like it used to be like the big thing. Now you get the teaser trailers, and then you get the teaser trailers. You're like, come on, guys, just
the release date trailer.
Release a fucking trailer and call it a day.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to do this? Like multiple trailers. New trailer for blah 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 came out today. It shows more stuff.
Like, I would rather.
And I'm a nerd, and I don't understand why this fervor behind this shit.
I'd rather them put some like behind the scenes videos on their YouTube channel.
Yes.
Like up until you have like a 2-minute trailer ready.
They should treat every movie like a Kickstarter with the updates.
Sure, yeah. As long as it doesn't like spoil anything.
Well, I mean that would get people far more engaged and build excitement for the movie. I don't know. It's just a thought.
Yeah, just throwing that out there for free.
Just throwing out hot tips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already pounded my way to issue 32.
Did you hear the author is taking another short hiatus?
From writing the book to do more anime?
No, it sounds like he's taking a break, like a breather.
It's supposed to, like, the second season they're moving past it is coming out in February of 2017.
Maybe that's what he's working on then, because he's taking a break until January of 2017. So he's taking, like, 3 months off.
He hasn't written shit for this since 2014.
Jeez. That's rough.
I am so stoked for that game, though. Oh, my God.
They keep announcing more and more characters.
Oh,
they just announced Serpico.
Oh, Serpico's going to be great.
They just announced a demon with the wings.
The demon with the wings.
Has, like, the Griffith helmet.
Oh, Femto?
Femto, yep.
That should be... See, that was my one sticking point. Like, that should have been Griffith's, like, ultimate form.
Oh, sure.
So.
That would have made sense.
Would make perfect sense, wouldn't it? And it'd be awesome because it would have from white to black. What happened? How did this go wrong?
It's kind of neat, though, because all of these characters they're announcing are all playable.
Yes.
So there's like 30 playable characters so far.
This is kind of reminding me of the Zone in the Ender's Hole, trying to unlock all those rigs.
I think the thing though is, if for you and I, if there's one game that's going to get us into like the Dynasty Warriors genre, which this is, it would be a Berserk Dynasty Warriors game.
If this doesn't get us into that genre, I don't know what will, because this looks amazing.
That'll be our shot. Oh, by the way, did you see the trailer for Area X of Res HD?
No, I did not.
Holy shit. It's I think that's what they only show maybe 30 seconds of it, which is perfect. Um, they, I think that's what I wanted Child of Eden to be.
Child of Eden wasn't bad. I mean, it just wasn't. It just wasn't.
It wasn't
that.
like organic space whale res.
I don't know, man. DJ Space Whale was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. There you go, free code in chat. Just Cause 2 is fun.
Yeah, Just Cause 2 is fun. That's another series I wish I was able to spend more time with. I just get that's an open world overwhelmed for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited. I pre-ordered the physical edition of Res HD.
Yeah, dude,
That's coming out soon.
Yeah, I need to buy a PlayStation 4, don't I?
Unfortunately, that's only on PS4. I'm surprised they're not bringing it out on Xbox One, although they might whenever Microsoft figures out their VR solution. Because the big pushing point is, so it's Res 1080p 60. It looks like they smoothed it out a little bit more, which is surprising.
I don't know how you could.
It just looks sharper. Like, it looks more like what you wanted Tron to be. Plus Area X, plus the whole game playable in VR. Optionally.
I don't know if so PlayStation VR is the only version of VR that works with the PlayStation 4 then, right?
That's my understanding.
That's clown shoes.
Yeah.
That's a Sony move right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can do it because
I'm
it's
chomping
their
at the bit to buy a Vive. I just full disclosure there, man. Like,
yeah.
As soon as I get that one desk moved up here, and I just build a new computer for that desk, and then.
Oh, it's called Res Infinite. My bad.
Yeah, Res HD already came out. That was the one that was playable for the Xbox folks. I wonder if anyone toppled any of my high scores in that game. I know
Probably
no one
not.
could probably topple mine from the PlayStation, though.
Release date is October 13th.
Holy shit.
Yep.
October's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, plus there is a metric fuck ton of steelbooks coming out next month.
Oh, are there?
Oh, man. I mean, I just bought Labyrinth in Blu-ray. 4K Blu-ray, by the way, because it came in a
nice.
steel.
I bet that would look pretty good in 4K.
I'm sure it would. I'm sure that cock piece would look outstandingly large.
Coming right at you.
I feel like I'm the only person that notices that gigantic thing.
Yeah.
It's distracting.
Yeah, it's always right there.
It is. The Goblin King is presenting well.
Come on, allergies, go away.
All right, I gotta pee real fast, and then we'll get this rolling.
Okay. Yeah, Cosmic Storm. I really hope Final Fantasy 15 is good. I feel like for a lot of people after the 13 trilogy, if 15 isn't good, I feel like a really high number of people are just going to write that franchise off.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake might bring some people back, but it's... I liked 13 too, but I feel like regular 13 just hurt that series way too much. Excuse me. But 15 could be good. Hopefully they learn their lesson with unexplained gibberish terms from 13. Okay, let's get everything set up here. Check. Yeah, hopefully it saves Final Fantasy. It's not really a
Anyways,
franchise
dog
I want to
eating a
see
moose.
die.
I'm gonna go emo for the episode.
God, Dad.
Oh, why are you stifling me?
Marilyn Manson understands me. You don't, Jeff. You're not my real dad.
Damn it, Jeff.
I wish Trent Reznor was my dad.
He gets how I'm hurt. Why is Jeff such a good stepdad name? I don't know.
Chet is also another good one.
Alright, stick a cork in it, Chet.
You might be screwing my mom, Chet, but I don't respect you.
Stop dropping loads.
P-Flex says knobs look like Keanu. Hey man, we could all wish to look like Keanu. Did you see that that poster for John Wick 2?
No, but I am gonna go completely media blackout on that.
I mean, all you need to know is they're making another one.
You know what? I am really stoked about Jack Reacher 2, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I still haven't watched the first one.
Oh my god.
Looked good.
That's why Tom Cruise is awesome.
Yeah.
Because he is so good in those little roles like that. Like,
he's just great in action movies.
He is Edge of Tomorrow, man. I loved all the Mission Impossibles. But I can't even understand why.
The only one that was the weakest was 3.
Honestly, I think Jeremy Renner saved that series. Because he plays off of that group so well.
Yeah. P-Flex says, say, I know Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu.
That was pretty good. It's like he's here.
Wild Stallions! If you guys get that reference, you're our age.
That's a deeper cut than I would have expected.
That is. Remember him in Parenthood where he was the drag car driver?
No.
Yeah, he was really young in that movie.
Wow.
I was just watching a movie with him in it the other day. Oh, fuck, it made me cry. Hardball, where he's teaching the little inner city kids to play baseball.
Oh, I wouldn't have watched that because I know that's just a tear factory.
It was fun. And then all of a sudden it got really sad. It was just,
Chet, no, don't die.
no. Chet.
Chet Jr. He was so young.
Wow. So was the black dude that was in Creed, the one who played Apollo Creed's son. He was in that movie. He was like had been like 12 in that movie.
Jeez. I heard Creed was good.
Creed was really good. Makes me want to do push-ups. Dude, it's something about the Rocky movies. Like, you get... Like, I'm not a big boxing guy. And I know, honestly, I wasn't even that big of a Rocky fan until I rewatched them, like, maybe a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Damn, those are good movies.
It's like Fast and the Furious, where you're like, yeah, I want to do that. That looks fun.
You start hearing that bump, 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 bump,
Yeah,
and you're like, oh my god, I want to punch stuff.
Do it.
Yes.
Beat the Russians.
Yes, I want to go run around the block.
Yeah.
Just, why? Why not?
Pump that music right into me.
Like, just... That score is so good.
Rocky gets me.
Yes. Yes, Chet. Rocky gets me. Oh, we haven't even started yet, and it's already...
It's already getting loose.
Sorry. Fuck it, dog. I was hungry.
Look at dog, you were Chet.
Alrighty.
Ready?
Sure.
As much as we're ever gonna be.
Seems about our half-hour warm-up show.
What a mess.
Thanks, folks. We'll be here all week.
Yeah, but not just today. Alright, let's get started in 3,
In simulcast.
2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I am your melting and allergied host, Boston. Joining me, as always, is Knobs.
Coming from the second side of the sun.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, both of us are pretty miserable today.
It is bright in here.
Yeah.
I need to get my Roy Orbison glasses out.
Alright, let's get right into it. Knobs, what have you been playing?
You got it. Alright, Monday night game night. It was a good time again. We had some Battlefield 4 shenanigans to deal with. But, yeah, that game still has it. I mean, I was
It's
on
got
a
the magic.
warpath. Oh man, like that game's so streaky.
Yeah.
Like the last couple times we played it, I wasn't doing very well. I was not doing very well, and then all of a sudden the stars aligned the last night we played, and oh my gosh, like I was rolling death,
Yeah.
couldn't miss. Like I'd catch a guy and he'd get a couple. And now I know what it feels like to be on the other side of the good shots.
Yeah.
Because the guy shot me twice, I kind of turned around, I was like, psh, pop, pop, done. Move on to the next one.
Those are my favorite matches where you're just in the right place at the right time, or it's one of those matches where you're like rounding the corner and it's always the enemy's backs to you. Where
Yes.
It's like, great.
Yeah, but then we were playing the Flood Zone, and man, I could not fight the tag urge where I just had to steal tags. I got like to the end of the Siege of Shanghai, where I was having a stellar round, like
Yeah.
just taking points, wrecking people, taking names. There was one point where this tank rolled by and started blowing up this building, and 3 people hopped over the ledge and laid down. And I was like, oh, you fools. So I hopped over and went, zinc 1, zinc 2, zinc triple kill tag rips. It was great.
Just right down the line.
Like, I felt like such a badass after that happened. I was like, yes! Battlefield, you're still great.
Oh, man.
Let me see. All right, so let me get to the mobile games real fast here. I have been super, super streaky in playing Stickman Golf 3, where I will make amazing shots, but after the dozen of horrible shots I just took, like I have a meltdown in the 15 to 20 range on every 9. Like it's brutal.
I was watching the
There's
golf
one-
channel the other day, and some guy was 11 over in a tournament, and like every once in a while he'd get like an amazing eagle, and
Yeah.
even the commentators were like, "Okay, that was great, but sorry,
Yeah,
not gonna
thanks.
help you."
Coming out. But yeah, man, I've had some like really great holes, and then all of a sudden, like I tin cup a hole where I just refuse to give up on making the shot.
Yeah,
No, this is going where I want it to go, whether it cost me the game or not.
right. I'm gonna
And
get
I-
this in 1 after about 30.
Yes, and I'm gonna splash it so I get it in 29, not 30.
Yeah,
Why not? Oh, and a couple, man, I blew big leads too. A few of them were like, oh man, all you had to do was play it conservative.
yeah.
Just nice and easy.
Just get it in there.
Follow the course. Play it the way you're supposed to. Don't shortcutting shenanigans. I can't help it. Got to make the shot.
I gotta be a showman.
Got to push the envelope.
Yep. You're there to entertain.
I am. Are you not entertained? But I'm to the point now where I'm turning off replays. Like I don't care what the person did in front of me anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I care
like
about
that's
the
just-
numbers, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my shot. I don't care what you did or how you did it.
Right.
I'm gonna figure it out. A couple of them, I'm like, man, how did he get a 0 on his hole?
Yeah.
How was that even possible?
Teleporting.
It is. There are teleports in that game too.
Of course there is.
No, there are. There's like hidden like black flags everywhere, and you got to hit the wall at the right spot, and it goes through. And just usually it's either a 1 or a 2 at that point.
This game is crazy
I don't-
and wonderful.
Or it's really good.
Yeah.
Game is really really good. And I've been killing it at Nonstop Night. Hit a new plateau, 255 floors.
Whew.
Now I got the mammoth chest to unlock.
Nice.
So
Does it have
Get-
tusks on it?
some caveman swag. No, it's got like bits of fur like hanging off of it.
Awesome.
That game's just really good. It really is.
There's
Like
really nothing wrong with that game.
by the time, and they keep making it better. Like they really do. They improve at like things you didn't think were problems are fixed, and then you're like, yes. Why wasn't this always like this?
Yeah, you're reading the patch notes and you're like, oh, that's way better. Great. Okay.
There's a new familiar to pick up. Squiddy. He's a little squid. Has a ranged attack. So I'm sure he's squirting ink
Squiddy.
everywhere.
My buddy, that's like a good college nickname. Yo, Squiddy!
Yeah, it looks good. It's man, that game is just great. Like, and I'm not even like really making a whole bunch of progress. I know by the end of that last one I just spent it on, like I would leave for 2 hours. I come back to 26 trillion coins.
No big deal.
But at that point, it's like 4 trillion per upgrade. At that point, because your equipment's they were only about 480.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that game is just solid. It really is. Like that might be the most perfect mobile game.
Yeah.
I didn't play any of those other 2 garbage games that I downloaded, so I don't need StarCraft, Star Trek, or whatever they did.
Right. Craft Trek.
Yeah, Craft Trek. Oh man, that'd be a good game. It'd be a great
It'd
game.
be a Minecraft clone. You know
It would be.
In
Yeah, it'd be
space.
something like make no sense. Oh, here Craft Trek. It's a tower defense game.
Yeah,
Why?
why not?
What? It's a tower assault game.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. But no, mostly I've been really working hard to get through Deus Ex Mankind Divided. And this thing has turned into a straight up murder simulator. I have got silencers on everything.
You're leaving
Like,
no witnesses.
no, like I don't care anymore. You know, I'm popping domes that I shouldn't be popping just because they're there.
I'm kind of happy you can play it like that, though. Because so much of like the marketing and the coverage is focused on sneaking and hiding and cover to cover and all that.
The city's on martial law, but it doesn't matter because I killed everybody.
There are no citizens left. This
Dude,
place is
like
clean.
I'm walking, like I'm strutting around the city, like it's no big deal because you know what? You ain't got nothing.
Just guns.
There's nothing. I've hacked all your machines. Are all fighting you now.
It's like that bank scene in The Matrix.
Oh man, finding those security panels where you can turn friendly fire on the drones is the best.
That sounds really good.
Oh, it's worth it. I have taken my time, like sneaking around in places, just trying to find new, just exploring the world, which just is a lot to explore.
Yeah.
And I got called out by one of the IT guys in the TF29, the place you're working for.
Yeah.
He's like, "I see you, man, snooping around everyone's computers. Don't think I'm not paying attention." And he's like, "You have your choice: either cop to it or confront him on it." I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna cop it." And so he goes and he's like, "You know what? Just want to make sure what side you're on, man. You're like the only person I could trust in here." And the guy's like, "What, me?"
Having worked in IT for 15 years, that sounds a lot. Where it's like, hey man, you shouldn't be doing this, and someone gives you a sob story, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Like, yeah, the cool guy in the trench coat gave you a little bit of attention, and you swoon like a 12-year-old.
I really
like,
respect those IT workers. Oh, you're so cool.
Who do you think I should be talking to?
Yeah.
Like,
do you like Nine Inch Nails too? I do.
Like, settle down, Fallout Boy.
Yeah.
Go get your guy liner. We're heading to the bar. Like, but yeah. So I have like maniacally just been slaughtering everybody.
Yeah.
Like I got in this one spot where I was in this. For some reason, this glass was bulletproof. I hopped up in this chandelier. I'd pop this one dude. Guy would come in and pop him. And I'm like, man, I really should be trying to make this a little more difficult than I'm doing.
But it
like
feels
this
kind
one
of good
time,
just clearing rooms.
So I had this one thing where I was like, 'cause you get these little mine schematics that you drop grenades into.
Right.
So I did like frag, gas, frag, and then I went upstairs. I shot a couple random bullets with a shotgun. This is my only non-silenced weapon. So I just went, ran downstairs, so they're all searching for me, and I grabbed, because I got I upgraded myself where I can lift heavy objects. I grabbed a dumpster, and I just kind of backed into a corner, and just went, it was here, boof, boof. Like, killed everyone chasing me. Like, I cleared out probably like 20 dudes. Because they were just searching for the guy that just randomly went out there and did a Day of the Dead shoot into the sky.
Right.
And I'm just kind of laughing, giggling to myself. The stealth has been unbelievably helpful now. Like the invisible mode. Now that I have my battery and my timer, my recharge is so high. that it's actually viable to use, because before you had literally had enough time to run from this point to this point and you were visible again.
Yeah.
But yeah, pro tip, hoard all your armor-piercing bullets. Hoard them all.
Yeah.
Because we're going to need every one of those little precious little pearls. Because they are invaluable with people with masks.
Oh, right.
Because that's the only way you're going to one-shot anyone.
Jeez.
Because at that point, it takes 3 bullets to pop the mask off, and then 1 to kill them.
That's not too bad.
And no one stays still long enough to get you 4 consecutive headshots.
Yeah.
Even if they're dazed. I did kneecap the guy. That was pretty fun. The guy came running on me. I was like, "Whoa, where'd you come from?" Hold Y, switch a shotgun, pop. Step off.
Oh, man.
But, man, this game is really good. The story's unfolding really well. I really don't know who is the guy really betraying you.
Yeah.
Because I really thought it was Seraph, the guy from the first game that you were buddy with, that was with your augment, or that augmented you originally. And so you gave him some weird evidence at some point, and then you meet him. This is a side mission, so this really isn't much of a spoiler, but you have this conversation with him, and he's like, "Dude, I don't know where any of your stuff came from. The stuff I put in you all had serial numbers. They should have known who you were. But
wow.
You just vanished."
That's kind of cool that they're addressing it, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, then I got almost a Jack the Ripper style crime to solve in that game, which was really fun.
Ooh.
Where you run into this argument, this one murder scene, and you get like the tough little bald inspector guy, and this might be one of my favorite hands in the cookie jar moment that has happened in this game by far. So you track this down, you follow all these leads and stuff, and you pick up these glasses. This kind of looks like this one witness's glasses, so this is kind of weird. So you're going through, and you're going to this. You find another group of murderers. You run. You talk back to the inspector, and he's like, you meet the girl, the one witness. Just she's scared of the cops for some reason or whatnot ever. So you get there and you talk to the guy. He's like, "Look, man, let me get to the bottom of this. I will call you as soon as I know something." So you hop in there, and then you go in. It is bloody murder in this apartment. It is trashed. So, and then you follow the clues that she's leaving breadcrumbs down into the cellar, and there she is, tied to the chair or whatnot. And it seemed kind of weird to me, at this point, and so you quiz her. She's like, "What are you doing? Just get me out of these cuffs. Just, what are you doing? Get me out of this." I was like, "You seem a little eager for me to walk over there unarmed."
Yeah, something's a little fishy here.
A little fishy, and then of course she pulls out a revolver, and then she starts waxing intellectual about how I need to be saved because I'm augmented.
Oh boy!
So a little fight ensues, and she killed me 3 or 4 times because there is lasers and stuff, and she is augmented to the nines, invisible, got the crazy ballistic gel all over her and stuff.
Jeez.
So. And plus, she spawns 2 turrets and a whole bunch of cameras. So I deal with the fodder first, and then I'm going visible. I hit up top, and I bring out the sniper rifle. I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna put you down." I finally put her down, and then I'm like, "Well, that was kind of disappointing. I feel bad I had to kill her."
Yeah.
A little bit, even though she was trying to murder me. But all right. So then my favorite moment so far. So then as I'm walking out of the room, the inspector just runs up. He's like, "Why'd you kill her? She was a witness." And he's like, "Look, man, this isn't what it looks like. I swear." And I'm like, "Well, all right." So then you have you either explain what happened, you shoot him, or you try and confide in him. Right. So I went the soft route. He's like, "No, man, I gotta do what I gotta do." Easy. I gotta do what I gotta do. So then, all of a sudden, he pulls a gun on me, point blank. Oh. So then he pulls a gun on me, point blank range, and I'm like, "Oh, man, I feel, dude, don't make me," oh, boom.
Oh.
And I'm standing over him like, You are like the only NPC in this game that I have enjoyed at all.
Yeah, you and I, we were gonna be tight.
Yeah, me and Mr. Bun.
Yeah.
We're gonna be cool.
Do you want to take a short break to go see what is driving these dogs crazy?
Yeah, but that's what I've been playing this week.
Okay, we'll take a short break and we'll see what's driving Knobs' dogs crazy.
All right.
Hello to everyone in chat. Hello there, Brandog200. Thanks for joining us. Nice to see you. I'm going to take care of a canine-related issue. Oh, I see sneeze stuck in there. Oh. Okay. Let's pop. I thought I had some text in here. Let's do text. Whoop, that's not gonna work. Go away. Alright, I will be right back. I gotta go blow my nose real quick.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright. Oh. Did your headset back in?
Yep.
Oh. Alright, so I ran into the Brunswick 80s guy at a party last night.
Yeah.
And he was dressed in full, hold on, let me zoom into that. He was dressed in full, like, Spartan gear.
Jeez.
This dude walks around town like this.
Hey man, why not, I guess.
You know, he's been doing it for years.
That's kind of crazy.
Way to commit, man. He's got his little Facebook page and everything.
Jeez.
And apparently I went to high school with him. I cannot remember his name.
It was a lot of people. Alright, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Alright, we are back from dealing with some canine problems, so let's move into what I've been playing this last week. Destiny Rise of Iron came out.
Oh, how'd it go?
It's pretty good. I feel like it is both old Destiny and new Destiny at the same time, which is kind of a problem, but overall it's good. So just like with the Taken King, the main story missions, there's about 5 of them. It goes a little bit further than Taken King did, where there's a cutscene before and after each mission, and your ghost is a lot more involved in each one of the missions. So I feel like from that standpoint, Bungie is getting closer to, I think, what people expect out of a storyline for most games like this. Because if you remember from vanilla Destiny, some missions it would, you'd finish it, somebody, you didn't even know who at the time, would be talking, 30-second countdown would happen, and it would boot you to orbit.
Right.
And it's sort of like, oh, where do I go now? What am I doing?
The guy didn't quite finish the sentence.
Yeah. The great thing about this one is, so there's a new social zone called Fellwinter Peak. The very first mission you go through, you take the social space back from the Fallen, and you kind of clear it out and you reclaim it, which is a really good way of doing that. Instead of, hey, there's a new thing on the map, just land there. Hey, look, there's everyone here. It feels cooler that you get to take it back. I like the fact that the thing that kind of drove me crazy in regular Destiny up until this point was you'd go finish a mission and it would say, okay, go to the tower and talk to this person. The great part now is it's actually in the cutscene that's after the mission, it's loading you into Fellwinter Peak. So by the time that's done and there's a little bit of loading, you're popped in the social space again, and you just run over and talk to the dude who's going to give you a new mission. So I like that they're using that time and your time more effectively. The ending mission, I certainly won't spoil it, but the ending mission is one of the best boss fights that Destiny has had in a really storyline focused and it's a frantic, really hard battle. And it's kind of nice to see Destiny do that as opposed to here's a guy over there, just kind of shoot him for a while. He's like a really big captain or whatever. I storyline wise, the big bad guy this time is Siva, which is this like self-replicating nanomachine thing that's gone rogue.
So you're fighting Vision?
Yeah, but without like a physical form.
He is formless.
Yeah, it's kind of neat because
it's
Siva,
like the Cloud from Rick and Morty. I like this name.
It's kind of neat because it's infected the Fallen. So the Fallen are turning into, they're called splicers. It's basically the bad guys from BioShock, where they're kind of changing and improving themselves. And it changes the Fallen in interesting ways. It's kind of a bummer that we're getting another Fallen-focused experience, because there have been a lot of those in Destiny so far, when like the Cabal haven't gotten anything. I think they needed to do a better job in the story explaining what Siva is and sort of why you have to fight it, because that wasn't always entirely clear. Sort of in the way that some original Destiny stuff was, where it's like someone is talking to you on a loading screen and saying, this thing is bad, so go shoot stuff. The content that's there is good, but some of that stuff is not as good as it was in Taken King. And that's kind of a shame. There's 3 new characters introduced. The main one, Lord Saladin, no good. That's vanilla Destiny stuff, and his voice is bad. It's like this overwrought, like, you need to go take down Siva. It's the bad guy. It's just like, the other 2 characters are really interesting. But I feel like Destiny can do better stuff, especially when the Taken King featured Nathan Fillion, his character so strongly. I feel like when you move to somebody that's like this gruff, grizzled guy, it doesn't play as well. I did do 2 of the exotic weapon bounties so far. One of them focused a lot on what you've done to get up to this point, and that mission was really, really good. The other mission bugged out on me really early and stopped spawning enemies, so that wasn't as fun. I think overall, Rise of Iron is probably not the strongest piece of DLC they put out. I think that's by and far the Taken King.
So it's not the nice capstone you were hoping for?
Well, it's tough because when you look at Rise of Iron by itself, not really. You look at Taken King and say, there was more content. There was Court of Oryx, which was this sort of cooperative public space where you do these tough challenges. There is one in Rise of Iron. It's called Archon's Forge, but they took everything. My initial impressions, I haven't spent too much time in there, is they took everything that was great about Court of Oryx and they removed nearly all of those positives and replaced them with stringent negatives. Part of the Court of Oryx is you had to feed these runes into these statues to start an encounter, and the lowest runes, you were getting them from nearly they were dropping like candy. So you could go in there with a group of people and just farm that forever. that's been replaced in this one by one thing dropping, and once you get one thing that starts an encounter, you don't get any other ones until you go use that. But the encounter doesn't drop more, so it's sort of like you have 4 people, and once you use the items, it's 4 people looking at each other like, does anyone have any more? No, we're out? Okay, we'll see you later. So in Court of Oryx, I could go in there for like 2 hours, and we'd always continually be doing something. I feel like this is kind of a one-and-done thing. And to make matters worse, Court of Oryx was in this public space. So you could be passing by, and it would announce to the entire zone, hey, this guy started an encounter. And you're like, oh, I gotta go. And you can rush over there, jump in, and help out. This is like way in the back of one area, and once you get in the area, it's instanced. So if you don't have anybody else in there, you kind of have to wait for people to come in there to do Archon's Forge, and then hopefully they'll have an item, and hopefully they'll have and like, there's all these downsides to it, and it's a cool thing. It's, you clear out tons of enemies, and then you fight a big boss at the end, so it's kind of a cool encounter, but there seem to be so many things working against you that it doesn't seem worth it. Like, why wouldn't I go out and go do strikes instead?
Right.
Yeah. So I think when you look at Rise of Iron by itself, it's good. It's not the best Destiny has ever been. It's certainly not the worst. When you look at like House of Wolves, that was sort of a rough period for Destiny. But I feel when you look at Destiny 1 as an entire package now. No.
Come on! Stick!
No, I'm just trying to resolve an issue with his window here.
Screw it, it's all the way down.
That
literally helped nothing.
Yeah, that might have made it worse. So I feel like when you look at Destiny 1 as an entire, like, the last 2 years and now 4 expansions on this package, and now they're selling it as Destiny the Collection, the Legendary Collection, or something like that. I feel like Destiny 1 is now a good game. There's enough content, there's enough, the April update that they put out this year made such huge improvements on top of a game that really needed it, that as long as my one big concern is, as they need to continue to release enough content throughout this year, up until, the rumor is that this time next year, the next full Destiny game will be out. 12 months is a really long time for a game that has a good amount of content, a good amount of content now, but will that last us 12 months? Probably not.
No.
Psych Hill of Fury is saying that he lost his will to play Destiny when spent 120 euros for the game originally for Collector's Edition, and then was continuing to ask 35 more euros for each story DLC. Yeah, I mean that's where the MMO model comes home for Destiny.
Yeah.
I feel like that's sort of, it's not great, but I feel like that's the flag they've planted, and I can't be mad about people not enjoying it, but that's sort of, sorry. I feel like that's sort of what Bungie has said, like, this is how Destiny is going to work. If you don't like it, I'm not sure that Destiny is the world's greatest game. I'm not sure I would say, well, just stick with it, because I would say Destiny 1 as a complete package is now really good if you treat it like Diablo. If you treat it as, I have all these activities now to continue to hunt more and better loot.
Right. Because the loot grind. I mean, instead of just dealing with the legendaries all the time.
Yeah, and there are more ways and easier ways to get legendaries, and there are clearer paths to get through to get to max light, and there's more events, and it's kind of... Oh, the sneeze won't come out. Oh, finally. There's more ways to get to that maximum light. But I have to say that Destiny 1 it's kind of a finished package now. They'll probably put Sparrow Racing League, and they'll have all the holiday events coming out, MMO style for the rest of the year. But if you didn't enjoy the shooting and the gameplay of Destiny, I wouldn't say go out and grab the Destiny collection. I'd say if you did and you found that there wasn't enough content and you have some friends to play with, I'd still recommend spend the $60, get all the vanilla Destiny and the 4 expansions, and especially if you have friends to play it with, it's a really great experience. And I haven't had a chance to run the raid yet because I haven't leveled up enough, but the new raid looks really good, and once people know what to do, it looks like you can kind of bang that thing out in an hour, which is kind of a perfect time period, not like the 3 hours that King's Fall would take. So I still like Destiny, and now there's more of it, and what's there is good mostly, but Bungie is pretty well committed to continuing to improve it. So once the bugs get ironed out and once all the issues get sort of smoothed out, I think Destiny 1 as a package is going to be really good. We'll just see if it can last us 12 months.
12 months, that's a long time for... Because at what point do you get saturated that you don't want to play it anymore?
Well, and there are so many systems in the game that let you know how much of everything you've collected. There are more... In The Taken King, there were these 50... calcified fragments that you picked up throughout the game. They were hidden behind challenges or hard to reach places or the raid or stuff like that. And each one of them in the Grimoire had a really cool bit of story tied to them. And there are Siva clusters in this. There are 30 of them, and storylines that are behind them are fine, but it's sort of there are all these systems that sort of, once you have all of them, you're kind of good. So, I don't know if Destiny needs to be a game that you play for the next 12 months. It'd be really nice, because I like playing Destiny a lot, but we'll see how long this DLC has a tail on it. And then we'll see how early Bungie starts, because they have a history of, before DLC comes out, the week before will be some crazy event, like the Infection event from last week, leading up to this new content that drops. So now that they have Destiny out, how are they going to use Destiny 1 to sort of lead into the next game before the next one comes out? I guess we'll find out in a year. As weird as that sounds. So I'm sure I'll have more as I continue to dive into it. I'm sure I'll have more here and there to talk about it. If you don't like Destiny that much, this is going to be the most I'm going to talk about Rise of Iron, probably. So it's more Destiny, and we're putting a capstone on Destiny 1 and Destiny Year 3. So, moving into another controversial game, the Hell's Kitchen event is done in Marvel Avengers Academy. And boy, was that a disaster.
Oh no, what happened?
So, I didn't get all the characters. There was no way I was going to get Punisher without spending a considerable amount of money, and I'm not working right now, so no. The only money I spent on it was getting premium characters. Because the one was Jessica Jones, and the other one was Elektra. I got both of them. I got all the way up, and I got Luke Cage, who's super cool. So I got Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Elektra. The only one I missed was Punisher.
Punisher, okay.
Which is fine. Punisher is fine. That's not one where I'm like, oh, I gotta get that character. So I was really upset because I got most of my characters up to rank 2. The biggest issue in this game event was you needed so much of the event's currency and the event's items for like 4 or 5 different things at the same time. So it's sort of like you could take these katanas and level up Daredevil, or buy this decoration, or level up these other 2 characters. It's like, well, I guess I'll level up Daredevil, but then that means I can't do anything with these other 2 characters. So I was prepared to... And 2 of those characters were the premium ones. So if past events, thankfully they've changed this, but if past events were to be anything, I was going to be ready to spend, 100,000 coins to rank up a character. Thankfully, probably the only reason I'm going to continue playing this game, they changed that this time. So, in events past, and Knobs and I have got both... This is why Knobs quit the game, and I've been bitten by this a number of times. So the last one this happened to me was Venom. I got him up to rank 3 before the event ended. As soon as the event ended, it said, well, to get to rank 4, you need 54,000 coins. Now that I'm level 36 in the game, like a 4-hour mission will give me 100 coins. So it's an impossibility. There's just no way. And right. I'm okay with that. That was the breaking point for Knobs, which is entirely understandable. This time, as soon as the event was done, that coin requirement was removed, and the event items that you were picking up from whatever source in the event now just drops from the mission board, and the number of items you picked up before the event finished is still around. So, like, I needed 240 cameras for Jessica Jones to rank her up to rank 5. I picked up like 140 before the event finished, and I was like, well, great. I'm not even going to spend the money to get the additional 100, and I'm not going to spend the coins, so I guess she'll be at rank 4 forever. The event ends, and like an 8-hour mission on the mission board now drops 10 cameras, and she still has 140 cameras. And I was like, well, that's perfect. Like, why haven't you done this the whole time? And the only thing is the non-premium characters will have to get the same stuff that all the other event characters did, where you'll do like an 8-hour mission and it'll drop 1 token. For like 1 rank up, you'll need like 40. That's fine. I can do that over time. I can't pay the coins. So yeah. It's kind of crazy because they made this huge change, and then immediately as soon as the event was over, the Guardians of the Galaxy came back to the campus, and you could, for really good prices, you could buy the characters that you missed during the Guardians of the Galaxy event, which I did because that's when I started playing. And now they have brand new storylines. So I'm sort of like looking at this game side-eye, sort of being like, I don't know, like, is this
How much
Stockholm
money did
syndrome?
you just steal?
Well, like, is it Stockholm Syndrome? Like, well, it's better than that event, so everything's great. Or are they actually genuinely doing the right stuff in this game? I don't know. So far, I'm sort of happy, but suspiciously.
Suspiciously.
Yeah.
Spurious.
Yeah. So hopefully they continue, because if they treat every event like that, there's nothing that would stop me from recommending this game. Even if you want to play free-to-play, that's the biggest bullpoop thing that they had been pulling. If they pull that out, I mean, this game is fine again.
I still can't do it.
I don't blame you. Once bitten, twice shy. Save your money.
Maybe Chet's the lead designer.
Yeah, maybe. Man, Chet, screwed it up. I have still been playing a lot of Paint It Black. Paint It Back. That's a Rolling Stone song. This is the Picross game I've been playing. Still really good. I'm probably about 75% of the way through, and now the normal puzzles are starting to get pretty hard. So I'm going back to the beginning of the game and starting up... hi, Cat. Starting up some of the harder puzzles in the earlier sections, trying to get some better skills, some better Picross skills. Alright, that's it for mobile stuff. Let's talk about real games. Ha.
Oh.
I started Doom. 2016's Doom. There's a really good sale on it on Amazon. I had an Amazon gift card, and it's like, look, this is probably going to be on my top 10 list this year, so I should probably pick it up so I can make that happen. I played through the entire first mission before I got pulled off and I had to do something else. Man, that's
I know.
it's 60 frames per second modern Doom. Like,
it is gorgeous.
it's the thing is, like, number one, Doom makes me mad that more people can't put out 60 frames per second games on consoles, because Doom looks incredible and is locked at 60. Furthermore, the best praise I can give it is that it's Doom, but somehow the Doom you wanted when someone made it in 2016. I don't know how, I don't entirely understand, but I am running around shotgunning people, punching their faces off with those glory kills.
Which I thought that would get old really quick.
I thought it would get old within like the first 3. No. Plus, the cool thing is, for people that haven't played it, you get health back when you do glory kills. So there's
ammo.
And ammo. There's almost this razor's edge you can sort of dance on, where it's like, all right, well, I'm going to get up on these guys and try and glory kill as many as I can. They're going to hurt me, but I'm going to keep bringing my health back up. And they'll still hurt me, but overall I should come out on top. And it's great. It's really, I cannot wait to continue playing it. It's really good.
That's a game I would have bet dollars of donuts that would not have worked in today's culture, or in today's gaming culture at all.
One of my
it is. Oh,
there's 2 small things that I really like in the first mission. One is that the Doom Marine just punches every computer terminal he runs across. He just destroys them. Does not care about who's talking. Is not interested at all. The other one is, I really like that the first terminal you run across has an error code and voiceover for demonic invasion in progress.
Yes.
Like, that's something that someone programmed in to say, we're on Mars, there are demons. Of course. Naturally there are. Doom is really great. Doom is really great in the way that I wanted it to be.
Of every game I was expected to be let down by, this one would have been right at the top of the list. And just the sheer speed that game plays at.
Yep.
That game is at a breakneck pace at all times.
And it's not uncontrollable. Like, I never feel like at any point the game gets away from me, but I feel like it's fast like Doom is.
That game could have easily been really floaty, but that game is tight.
Yeah.
Oh, is it tight?
So the next game I've been playing, the last game on my list, Knobs and I were talking about GameFly and Redbox last week. I think we were doing it before the show or between segments. So I was at a CVS last weekend, and I saw the Redbox thing out front, and it had a poster on it for Deus Ex Mankind Divided. And I was like, told my wife, I was like, I want to play that game. I should see how much it is to rent games. I found out it's $3 a day. So Knobs and I were talking, it's like, there's nothing you can bang out under $20. Like, if you poop sock it, you can maybe finish Mankind Divided in a week, but, like, that's all you're playing, like, 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And that sounds like zero fun. So, sort of serendipitously, I ran across a thread on NeoGAF that said, hey, you can get GameFly for super cheap. And I did this, so here's how this works. GameFly, for one game a month, is $16 a month. That's pretty expensive. But you can, on GameFly's site, buy yourself a GameFly 3-month gift card and send it to yourself. A 3-month gift card for one game a month is $30. So, I don't know why they do that, but I now have something on my calendar that says, hey, every 3 months... Excuse me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Hey, every 3 months, just spend the $30 again and buy it. Yeah. So, I built my queue. I had to change my address from where it was in Ohio, which is how long it's been since I've used GameFly. And I built my queue up, and everything's good. And they shipped me my first game on Thursday, and I got it yesterday on Saturday. So, not bad. Came from LA. I was sort of expecting it a little bit faster, but it's better than like a week it used to be when I used GameFly before. The very first game I got is Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Oh.
And I started that up last night, and I kind of did the intro stuff. First off, I always forget how good the Frostbite engine looks. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Just, like, the facial animations and how everything... It's so good looking. The immediate second thing I discovered was it's been a really long time since I played Mirror's Edge. I really don't remember all of the jumping controls being on the top 4 buttons, but that was really hard to get used to. I fell off a lot of buildings.
Oh, yeah. I've fallen my doom a lot in that first sequence.
Yeah, especially since...
And a lot of those moves really aren't, like, the moves you remember aren't the moves you have to start with either.
Yeah, because, like, it starts off where it's like, okay, jump over this thing by hitting L1. I can do that. Slide under this thing by holding L2. I can do that. Jump, like, leap off of this thing by holding L1. Okay, that's going to screw me up at some point. Literally, the next jump, I jump off of a building because I held L1. It's like,
yes.
Okay. It's all part of, like, Mirror's Edge, left brain, right brain. Like, just the controls need to be natural before I pull off some really cool-looking stuff. It still feels really good. The combat felt a little weird at the beginning, but I'm expecting that to get a little bit better, but I'm kind of happy it feels like Mirror's Edge. And I'm pretty excited to dive into it, because there really isn't anything else like Mirror's Edge on the market. You know, it's not like, oh, another Mirror's Edge, oof, jeez. You know, I've been playing a lot of Destiny, and the other game I'm playing is Doom. You know, I'm playing a lot of first-person shooters.
Yeah.
Even though Mirror's Edge is first-person, at least there's something different to how the whole thing works and controls. So, I'm kind of... I want to play those two games before we do our end-of-the-year stuff, because I feel like Doom especially, and maybe Mirror's Edge Catalyst, have a good chance of getting on my top 10 somewhere. Especially since I've finished 8 games this year. This would make 10, so...
Statistically speaking, it has a shot.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited to get into it, and I'm kind of excited to use GameFly again in the hopes that it's better. I totally forgot you can rent movies from it, which doesn't make a lot of sense because it takes up one of your slots. So you're just paying for a really expensive Netflix, but I'm clearly not the target market. So yeah, if anyone wants to try GameFly out, you can try it out for like $8 a month. It's just go buy yourself a gift card on their own. I thought I'd have to go to somewhere where it's like giftcardsareus.com and buy like...
Here's your Groupon code.
Yeah, like... But no, I'm just buying it from them, and they send you a code immediately. So that works out pretty well. So even if it goes a little slow, it's $8 a month for a game. And then, you know, they still have the keep it or buy it used system. So if I like Doom, I can spend like $18 and keep it. So, or I mean, Mirror's Edge. If I like Mirror's Edge, I can just keep it. And that's still a pretty good system. So, but that's all I've been playing this week. So let's take another break.
All right.
Just as soon as someone starts yard work. I will have to close the other window. One moment. Hi, Snuggle. Oh, God, so sweaty. I think the thing that pushed me into GameFly was Forza Horizon 3. Where it's like, I want to play that game, but can I spend $60 on that game? The answer is no.
No.
I can't spend $60 on any game. I can barely spend the $40 to pre-order the Res Infinite physical edition. Here's my only problem with so it's being produced through IM 8-bit, which makes really good stuff, but I don't know if it's a pre-order and that's all that they're making, or if it's a pre-order and then they'll have some in their store later. If it was any other game, I probably wouldn't care, but it's Res, and it looks like it has a shiny cover.
Nice.
Oh my god. So of course I have to get it.
Well, plus it's Res.
Yeah.
I think we own almost every iteration of that game.
Well, and like now they got me because I won't be buying a VR headset anytime soon, but you know, it comes with the VR stuff built in, but it also comes with that new area. And like the idea of there being more Res by the dude who made Res sounds really good.
Oh, I'm dying to hear that song.
At the end of the day, if it's still Res areas 1 through 5, and then that dumb extra area, like not Area X, whatever, Lost Trance or whatever.
Lost Track or whatever it is.
Yeah. Fine, I'll spend $40 on that again for one of the best games ever made. Again? For the third time? No, that'll be my fourth copy. So I have the American and Japanese PS2 copies of the 360 edition, which is unfortunately digital, and then I'll have this one. I never bought a Dreamcast edition of that, I don't think.
We have a ripped Dreamcast version of that.
That's true. Man, that looked good on Dreamcast. Something about how the Dreamcast put out really crisp polygon edges.
Yeah.
Whew. That's some hotness. Thank you, P-Flux and Urgent X Fury for the bless yous. These allergies, man. There's something blooming in the neighborhood.
I was wondering why they're saying bless you. I'm like, it didn't even dawn on me. You were sneezing.
Bless you, my
bless
child.
you. What did he say?
I have a lot of priests in chat. All right.
Namina Patre, Spirit Sante.
Thank you.
Also with you. Also with you.
Yeah. And with you, Padre. All right, I'm ready to kick this thing off whenever you are.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for September 26th, 2016. Darkest Dungeon for the PlayStation 4 and Vita.
I've heard this game is really, really great, and I never had a chance to pick it up. If I didn't have so many other things to play right now, I'd probably hop on this pretty quickly. But seems real good.
All right, FIFA 17 for the PC, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, 360, and Xbox One.
Doesn't contain Iceland this year. Sorry for Iceland football fans.
Huh, that's weird.
Yeah, I guess the big story is like EA came to them and said, hey, we want to license the Iceland team again this year. Here's almost no money. Does that sound okay? And Iceland was like, no. And EA was like, cool, you're out of the game. Like, okay, then. Otherwise, apparently, it's still good because it's FIFA.
Yeah. Forza Horizon 3 for PlayStation. For PC and Xbox One.
I just
never
looked.
Never on a PlayStation.
I was just like, oh man, did I type it wrong again? Just one of those days. I'm so excited for this game. I played the demo last week. I don't have like a 4K TV. I don't have anything that does HDR. This game looks incredible. It's a really good demo too. If anyone hasn't played any of the Forza Horizon games, download it and give it a shot. It's a really good. It gives you. There's like an intro race with 3 or 4 different cars, where it kind of pulls away from one car and gives you another car in a different area, and then you can wander around a small part of the Australian map and do like 3 or 4 different events there. It's really good. I can't wait to play it.
I'm surprised that game that didn't take off as much as I enjoyed it was Fuel.
Yeah, there was something about that game that just a lot of people didn't like. Same with The Crew.
I like looking at vistas.
Yeah, that game was all right.
Yeah. XCOM 2 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
I'll probably be passing on that. Everything I've heard from people is that game is fine, but sort of took some steps back from what made the first one really great.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a bummer.
Bummer. Yokai Watch 2 for the thirds.
Didn't even know that was coming out. I think there's like 2 versions. One is like bony spirits. The other one's like fleshy spirits. I don't know, man. Level 5 is making a lot of games. All right, moving on to news stories. We've had a couple of lawsuits that we've been charting for basically the entirety of TVGP.
We're starting to button these all up now.
Yeah, 2016 is the end of lawsuits. Maybe except for like the next 2 more stories ahead. 38 Studios founder Kurt Schilling et al. Are agreeing to a settlement with the state of Rhode Island. The defendants are not admitting any liability, but they're saying, we will agree to pay $2.5 million to the state of Rhode Island for, all of the investment that the taxpayers made on Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning and then the MMO that never came out. They're saying they're going to go through with this settlement because going through the trial, they're finding out, will be way more expensive than the $2.5 million they'd get, and they wouldn't get more money. So everyone's like, look, we'll just take it. To be even better, the company's 38 Studios insurer will be the one that's paying the $2.5 million and not Schilling and other associates from 38 Studios. So...
Well, it's the last nail in the coffin for those guys.
Yeah, I mean... It's still
a shame they put out a good game.
Yeah, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning was a good game. It's just, it all fell apart. Like, it was a perfect poop storm, and it all fell apart all at once. And they could just never get the MMO done to get it to where they needed it to be. And that stinks. Like, you never want to see a studio close. You never want to see a good studio close. I don't want to tip my hand for one of the future news stories. But it's kind of nice to see that the specter of this news story is finally starting to phase out. Move on to something else. Next news story, Blizzard has an announcement that makes no sense. They are getting rid of the Battle.net name.
Everyone knows what it is. Why change it?
That's a great question. Blizzard is saying... over time, we've seen that there's been occasional confusion and inefficiencies related to having 2 separate identities under which everything falls, Blizzard and Battle.net. Given that built-in multiplayer support is a well-understood concept and more of a normal expectation for these days, there isn't as much of a need to maintain a separate identity for what is essentially our networking technology. Yes, there is. It's your brand.
Yes.
You buffoons. I really don't... Hello to everyone that apparently is coming here from Total Biscuit. Pleasure to see all of you. I'm just going to let that happen. The thing that is kind of crazy to me about this is, like, Battle.net has been around since Diablo 2? Diablo 1?
I remember it being...
It was big in Diablo 2.
Yeah, Diablo 2, I think, is when it started. I know it was part of StarCraft originally.
Okay. So it's been around for almost 20 years. I don't... this article is saying 1996. I don't really understand... And here's the crazy thing. What they're saying that they're going to replace it with is they're just going to call it Blizzard Tech. That name sucks. Battle.net makes a lot of sense. Like, the thing, too, is, like, the Battle.net launcher that houses all of these games, what are you going to call that now? The Blizzard launcher? That's boring.
It's the tech launcher.
Yeah, the Blizzard Tech launcher for your Blizzard Tech suite of games. It's just disappointing because it doesn't. It
was nice always logging into Battle.net and seeing your whole catalog available.
Yeah, and it doesn't make a lot of sense because now I can start banning some people. There we go. Yeah, I get rid of some of them. It doesn't make sense because it's one of those things where it didn't need to change. You know, it's not. You don't look at Battle.net and be like, oh, this old thing. God, I wish they would just.
Yeah, it's not like it'd be one thing if it didn't work. It works great. It'd
be like changing the name of Steam, just to call it like the Valve gaming platform. There's no reason. Like, I don't even know why you would do any of that stuff. All right, let's move on to the next news story. While Total Biscuit's garbage fans seem to be getting bored. Whoop, I got rid of it. So we haven't really covered this whole thing happening with digital homicide, because it's been kind of like an internet-based pissing match for a really long time. There's this developer on Steam, seems like some Steam Early Access, called Digital Homicide, that's putting out a lot of games every year, like dozens of games a year. All of them allegedly a sort of questionable quality. You can look at a lot of them and say, like, well, these are games that are coming out pretty fast, and they're using pre-purchased assets, and they look like a small team that's kind of making games that they're not exactly AAA. They sort of caught the eye of a lot of people when Jim Sterling, of the internet's fame, did a lot of reviews of their games, and expectedly was really harsh. Digital Homicide and Jim Sterling sort of were shooting each other back and forth, and eventually Digital Homicide sues Jim Sterling for $10 million for defamation and all sorts of whatever terms they can throw.
How is that Sterling's fault?
Hey, who knows? So everything died down for a little bit until last week. Digital Homicide sued Steam reviewers. There were a lot of reviewers on Steam.
Individual reviewers.
Yeah, and a lot of Jane and John Does.
Do they understand how the internet works?
Well, it's the consistent thing that Digital Homicide has not understood, is that when you put stuff out on the internet, as we literally just saw about 5 minutes ago, thank you, Toll Biscuit, is you have to have a bit of a thick skin. Because, number one, not everyone's going to like you, and number two, the internet is full of monsters. So, when you put stuff out on Steam, especially with the special brand of monsters that some vocal minority of gamers can be, you're going to get stuff saying, this game gave me cancer AIDS, or whatever. You know, the standard stuff of, this game killed my family and my dog. That's how bad it is. So any of those bad reviews on Steam, Digital Homicide decided, well, I'm going to sue that person for something. I don't know what you would do. Valve, over this last week, removed Digital Homicide from Steam. And their direct quote is, this is from Valve's marketing VP Doug Lombardi, who's been in the industry for about 400 years, says, quote, Valve has stopped doing business with Digital Homicide for being hostile to Steam consumers, end quote. You cannot get more clear than that. So, I think this is probably the first time that Valve has so openly dropped an entire publisher and developer from Steam for just kind of being jerks. So, I'm hoping this story is going to wrap up. If the history of Digital Homicide has anything to say about it, probably not. Sisyphus will keep pushing that boulder up that hill. And then sue the boulder when it slides down.
Yes. This is a no-win situation. Already you guys look like buffoons.
Well, the thing, too, is, like, I sort of take a little bit of umbrage with Jim Sterling resting so hard on the issue of buying assets that have been made by other people. I don't think that's inherently a bad thing. I think if you look at a really small team and you can't find an artist, or your artist is kind of green and maybe just cutting their teeth, I don't think that's a bad thing to buy quality pre-made assets. But I think when you take that and pre-made assets and levels, and you're making games that even at a first glance don't look really that great, I think if you're a company that's committed to making great games, you just keep making games and just say, well, we learned lessons from this game, the next game we put out is going to be better. And we're just going to keep getting better and better.
Right.
There doesn't seem to be that inclination in Digital Homicide. I don't work there, so I don't really know. But every game they put out seems to be of the same quality, and that quality appears to be pretty poor. So when you look at that, you sort of have to say, you guys are kind of maybe not trying to do what you're saying, which is make quality games.
Yes.
It's okay to make small games and get better and bigger as you continue to sell more and you continue to get better at the skills of making video games. But you got to be honest about it and say, hey, there's like 4 of us and we're making some bad games, but we're getting better. So that's not so bad. All right, let's quit giving them press. Last news story. Unfortunately, CD Projekt Red is not putting out a PS4 Pro patch for The Witcher 3. And I only bring this up because this is one of the games where I'm like, I hope they put out, has some hot HDR, it comes with a better frame rate, and looks even better, because, man, that game looks really good. They thankfully were honest. A lot of companies have been really great, and they've come out and they're like, look, we'd love to, but we're making new games. They're like, look, we're making Cyberpunk and we're making Gwent. So we'd rather make those and put the PS4 Pro stuff in that instead of The Witcher 3, which you guys have probably finished already. Mm-hmm. So maybe not worth the money for a game that's done. Maybe it's worth the money for a game that hasn't come out yet. Which, business-wise, that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, I have a lot of emails here in the TVGP mailbox here. A bunch of people following us now, including Celebrity Deathmatch. We miss your show. Please come back. All right, let's move on to tweets. We have 2
it's a bold
tweets.
Move, Cotton.
Adderblack39 wrote in last week, literally as we were hitting the stop button. Says, hi guys, what's your take on Dead Rising 4? What would you like to see improved or changed from the previous games? I think, as much as I'm remiss to saying it, removing the time limit might make it way more marketable for people.
Yes. Well, even the time limit in 3 was almost non-existent. You did not feel the pressure of that time at all.
And as much as I liked the first one, the time limit was a little too stringent when you were near the end of the game, and the idea of treating that game like a roguelike, which it basically was, but like 10 hours into it, was maybe a little bit daunting, and a lot of people, myself included, was like, well, do I want to fight that clown with the chainsaws again? I'm stronger and all, but God, fight that food court fight, that thing sucked.
Oh, the food court fight, that's when I tapped out.
Yeah, that's like the first mission, and it's so bad.
I tapped out and had food court fight. I was like, why is this guy so nimble?
Right, I can't even see him now. So yeah, I feel like that's probably one of the biggest changes they can make, and it seems like Dead Rising 4 is good. It just seems like they're taking the previous Dead Rising games and they're just making them better, which is great.
I love those games. They're so weird. They're weird in the right ways.
They're weird in the way that you want open world games to be. Like, weird in the ways that sometimes GTA games can be. Where you're like, what is this thing? Oh, it's a tank. I now have a tank. Great.
Get this back to the pay and spray.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing they need to do is just keep making, every couple of years, keep making Dead Rising games. We need them.
Yes.
As long as they're not bad.
We need the fun.
Yeah.
I need another Saints Row game. Oh my god, I would love to get with that crew again.
I want them to wait a little bit. Just like another 2 years. In 2 years, we're going to be chomping at the bit.
I've got to chomp at the bit now because I forgot how much fun it was painting everything purple.
Yeah, I feel like if they put another one out anytime soon, I feel like it'd be too much of a good thing. I tell you, in 2 years, if they come out in 2 years at E3 and they're like, we have a new Saints Row coming out November of this year, and here's how, just 2-minute trailer of craziness, and you and I will just explode.
Yeah.
We're ready for Crackdown.
Yes.
Crackdown isn't nearly as crazy, not nearly as consistently crazy as Saints Row is.
Yeah, go enjoy with Crackdown, man. You make your own fun in that game.
Crackdown needs to come out pretty soon because I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, yeah, oh, okay. You know, showed it a little too early, maybe.
Yeah, I get you way too excited too early.
That'll go in my Gamefly queue. Hey,
Yeah.
Gamefly. And our last tweet here is from Urgent X Fury. What AAA title was a miss? Mine was GTA 4 and Gears Judgment. Can't wait until Gears 4. Hashtag Knobs is my meat shield.
I did, man. I got killed a lot in front of him.
Yeah. I think we've always talked about GTA 4 being a real miss for us. Gears Judgment is a good choice. I don't think Gears Judgment and GTA 4, I don't think were bad games inherently. I just don't, especially Gears Judgment, you looked at it and you're like, this is good. There's just something missing. It's not really... This is going to be mean. I apologize for it. It felt a little B-team.
Oh,
Where, like, it
I don't
checked
know.
all
I
the
don't think it
boxes.
felt... I think it played just fine. Like, at that point, like, I needed more Gears, and it satisfied that itch.
Yeah, I wonder if the big
It didn't have the staying power of the Horde mode, but I think the game set out to do what it was supposed to do.
I wonder if that's the thing that really soured for us was it didn't have Horde mode.
Yeah, because, I mean, the one thing, man... So I keep thinking of, like, games that were misses for us personally.
P-Flux in chat says, the Earth was destroyed. What more can they do with Saints Row? Make a new Earth? The great part about Saints Row is I want to find out.
Yes.
Is there wormholes? Are they
have a
making
time machine! They can
That's
do
true.
anything!
That to me is the greatest part about Saints Row is they've built it up to be so crazy that almost anything is possible. Yeah, so what AAA games were big misses for us?
Oh, for me, Destiny did not hit the mark for me at all.
Launch Destiny was rough. I mean, I will, as much as I defend and really like Destiny, that vanilla Destiny experience where, like, you go through the story and it ends and it kind of dumps you in the game is sort of like, what am I supposed to... Thankfully, Destiny now has breadcrumbs where it's like, go do strikes now, go do these things, go do the Nightfall. You know, it now tells you, like, here's the things you should do in order. Vanilla Destiny was sort of like, I don't know, man, what do you want to do? It's like, I don't know what to do.
Oh, man. I would say probably Crisis 3
Oh, that's a good choice.
did not
It was
pay
fine.
off nearly as good as Crisis 2 did.
Yeah.
Crisis 2 was a mediocre game until those last 2 hours.
Yeah.
And, man, that raised the bar so high they couldn't even come close to hitting it again.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything that's been in the last couple of years that we've really just bounced off of that we were really pumped for. I didn't even bounce off of Diablo 3 in its original thing. I didn't play it nearly as much, but it wasn't as solid as post-Auction House Diablo 3 was.
I don't know, like, sales-wise misses, like, I still think it's a crying shame more people didn't love Boltstorm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's another game that just... I think it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and they played it, and they're like, I don't understand this. They probably didn't get to the Lash, which the beginning of that game was a little rough. But, yeah, I agree. That's another game that just kind of... people played it and just bounced right off of it.
That game just brought so much crazy.
Well, and with great gameplay. Like, I think that's the thing that makes Saints Row 3 and 4 really good, is that they take craziness, but when the cutscenes are done, it's fun to play. Bulletstorm was fun to play, and you got chased with a giant flaming tire.
Wheel.
Yeah, like P-Flex's StarCraft 2.
I don't think StarCraft 2 is its own thing. Like, that was just a weird experiment they did, and I think it worked at every release.
To me, like, I really loved StarCraft 2, and then as soon as the first expansion came out, I started playing it and was like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I played StarCraft 2, and it's another thing where, like, maybe I needed a little bit more time, or maybe I don't care enough about StarCraft to want more StarCraft. It's like you and Destiny, where it's like, cool, there's more good Destiny out. I don't know if I care. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, StarCraft
like
2 was really good.
I
loved every one of those.
Something else big that we just kind of... I don't think there was really anything this year either. I'm trying to look if there's anything in here that really just...
Oh, what's it called? A couple years ago, Dishonored never really bounced with me.
Yeah, that's another one. I think I might have bought... Did
I know you bought that
that?
definitive edition. I don't think you ever played it.
No, I don't think I bought that, because I think I bought the original and never picked it up, and I was like, well, look, I'm not going to buy the... If I haven't played it by this point, I'm not going to pick up the new one. Here's a good one from this year. Bravely Second. As much as I liked the first one, I was fighting myself the whole time playing Bravely Second, being like, it's got to get good, right? Like, it's retreading the same ground, which is okay. And at some point, I just stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times for a lot of AAA games, we at least give it a try. But even if it's a miss with us, at least we'll try and give it a fair shot. We finished GTA 4. Didn't like it, but...
Oh man, I was so miserable at that game.
Thank God GTA 5 was better, which is in my GameFly queue, because I still need to finish that game.
It was so amazing.
Yeah. Too many frame rate issues on 360. It was one of those very, very rare games that has so many frame rate issues it made me dizzy. Like, every once in a while you play one of those games that there's just something, it's too jittery, or it's at like 27 frames a second, and it just makes me sick. Even if it's solid at 30, I'm fine. But
I don't even remember those issues that I had with that game.
Yeah, I had a lot of issues. It might be something that doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother a lot of people, and it usually doesn't bother me, but every once in a while there's a game that's just so inconsistent. I'm just like, what? So, alright. That's all of our tweets and emails this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. Join the Discord channel, and everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our week of game nights, 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One, either Left 4 Dead 2 or Battlefield 4, depending on the size of the group. Tuesday is now Destiny Raid Night. That's the little thing?
Destiny private matches, PvP. So come find me on Tuesday. I will be running PvP matches, even if it's just by myself.
All right. Wednesday's Rocket League on the PlayStation 4 at 10 o'clock. Thursday night Steam Game Night. And Friday through the weekend.
I'm sorry we're boring you, dog.
Oh, Samson, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
This show is so exciting.
Oh, no.
Thank God for TVGP.
Oh, no. Yeah, find us and play some games.
Don't forget, this month's Game Club game is The Saboteur. I don't know when we're recording. I hope it's not this week because I haven't played enough. So you probably still have enough time. Go pick it up. It's cheap and it seems good. And watch this show along with 200 other people that joined us this week at twitch.tv/E1M1 Network or YouTube username That Video Game Podcast. We stream on both of those places, so follow us, subscribe to us, however that happens, and you'll get notified whenever that goes live, including on our Twitter channel. So follow us all the places. Come watch us and chat with us. That's our episode. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you all next week.
Laters. Ah, oh man.
Both dogs are ready to go. We're not done, dogs.
No.
Laters is not the word. Okay, I have 3 titles.
All right.
Triple Kill Tag Rips. That's like how that sounds. Yo Squiddy, which I didn't realize was a good Yo Fitty joke. Now that I wrote it out, I do.
Yeah.
So I look really like I should be telling a ghost story.
Yeah.
The Blood Moon.
Easy there, Goosebumps.
Yeah. And Frag Gas Frag.
Frag Gas Frag.
I kind of like Yo Squiddy and Frag Gas Frag. I don't know which one I like better.
Yo Squiddy.
Yo Squiddy?
Yeah.
It's a fun title. It's full of whimsy. Not
It
like
is. We are whimsical.
The Blood Moon.
I love that episode of The Courage the Cowardly Dog, the Harvest Moon episode.
Oh, I was talking about Modern Family.
Oh man, I haven't watched
I told you about the Blood Moon.
I haven't watched Modern Family in probably about 2 years.
The latest season just premiered. The first episode is bad. The previous season was really rough. It's fine, but it wasn't, except for the Las Vegas episode, it wasn't nearly as good as previous years.
I'm really hoping to get when Rick and Morty comes back. Man, that show's funny.
Yeah.
It feels good.
All right, starting in 3,
Purge
2,
this.
1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 466 for September 26th, 2016. Yo, Squiddy.
Damn.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us and watching us live and chatting with us. If there are any Total Biscuit fans still sticking around, I see a bunch of you started following us on Twitch. Thank you very much. I hope you stick around. This is, contrary to what I say, this is actually a pretty good show. We'll see you next week.
Later.